I was talking to one of my normie friends that I've known for almost 2 decades at this point, right? Like went to college with him. And he called me. He's in the East Coast. Called me at 6:30 a.m. I'm still in bed. I'm like, dude, what the fuck? And it's been a while since we talked to one another. I miss him. So I was like, you know what? I'll entertain this conversation. Even though I'm still in bed. I was kind of in awe and he's a very educated guy, very successful. He's in finance, right? So he's constantly involved with like knowing what's up. He's constantly reading financial news and things like that. Doesn't like the All In podcast, but also simultaneously was just like, didn't like the All In podcast because it's too political. That's what he said. It's interesting because I'm talking to him and I'm just like, have you heard about all the stuff that's going on with like ICE, okay? And like deportations, like they're trying to revoke the citizenship of American legal permanent residents and stuff. Like, do you sense an environment of discomfort or unease? Like, are you aware of all this? And he literally was oblivious. He's just like, no, what? I didn't hear about any of that. I always like to look at he says something like, I always like to look at the positive. Like, I always like to look at the silver lining. And it's really interesting because I don't even think it's his fault, right? I don't think it's his fault. I think that the first time around in the 2016 Trump won term, the media was dialed in on the craziness, right? The media was dialed in on the craziness, totally locked in, covering like round the clock, maybe a decent amount of palace intrigue as well. But like they were covering the insanity of the Trump administration. Whereas this time around, I think there is like a dropping of the ball as well. Yes, it's privilege. Yes, chatters. Yes, woke chatters, fucking dunk on the normie. I know. Of course, there is privilege associated with this as well. But it's important for you to understand, like, a person like this, under other circumstances, a privileged person like this, under other circumstances, would be a little bit more in tune with some of the horrifying nature of, like, the dismantling of the administrative state or like violating due process. Wait, who are you talking about? A normie friend of mine. And no, stop trying to guess who it is. You don't know who this person is. Okay. You guys are so goddamn annoying. It's good to kind of keep myself grounded to the best of my ability and try to understand where like average people are coming from. And I was still kind of shocked because people are kind of checked out. Like there's a lot of people that are paying close attention to this stuff. Young people in general. But if you're looking at like someone who's financially comfortable, worrying about like finance or whatever, even then I was just like, what do you think of all the tariffs and the instability that it's causing? And he was just like, I don't know. I'm not, it's fine. Like, it's not nihilism at all. No, this is a very empathetic person. It's not nihilism. Like, I'm fairly certain that if this person were more aware of the actions that the Trump administration was taking, I think they would be more frustrated. They would be more upset. They would definitely be more in tune. So interestingly enough, a lot of people that are normally fairly locked in on all the things that are happening, all the comings and goings, are oblivious. And part of that, I think, is because there isn't enough broad awareness. There isn't enough people that are paying close attention. It's not at the forefront of people's minds right now. And I think maybe that's the reason why Trump is kind of getting away with a bunch of this shit. And I still lay some of this responsibility at the feet of the Democratic Party for not making a bigger stink about it. I lay some of the responsibility on the media for not making a bigger stink about it either. You know what I mean? Like, it's just strange. It's a strange reality because this administration is goose stepping towards fascism and has already started erosion of what remains of the civil liberties, right? This sort of stuff is definitely scary. But yeah, chat's always funny because like when you're so tapped in and when you're so dialed in on all of the comings and goings of the real world, you unironically become so out of touch with like the average person. That's why you guys freak out weirdly enough when I have a conversation with like a normie. The 2 Uber driver convos that I had at Vegas was probably more instructive than the 9-minute back and forth interview that I had with like AOC and Bernie Sanders.